Black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all.
We've come once again to the one time of the year that's even more insufferable than Kwanzaa, Black History Month. Because a group of people who are so hell-bent on diversity, equity, and inclusion get a whole month to exclude everyone else. But you know what? I'm a reasonable YouTuber.
I'm a nice guy. I do nice things.
And since February is also the shortest month of the year, I'll be dedicating all of it to reviewing famous black movies. I'll even be replacing some of my usual clips with some featuring
the blacks.
See you next month, Gutfield, you old Nazi chum.
Hey, what up, my Nazi?
Today I'll be reviewing Django Unchained, a film about a former slave who becomes a bounty hunter in an effort to free his long-lost wife from a plantation. Now, the problem with this film starts with the description. Django isn't so much a free slave as much as he had his traders killed, which makes him stolen merchandise. Also, I guess it's okay to praise a German when he's killing straight white males, but you say what up my Nazi once and they immediately try to cancel you.
I love Jewish people, but I also love Nazis.
Also, Django's wife needs to be freed from a plantation. How exactly? I've never understood why
the blacks
had such an issue with slavery. I mean, think about it. Your ancestors got a free cruise. And they get free room and board in exchange for some light labor out in the open fresh air. She even has access to a free sauna. At least Kanye gets it.
When you hear about slavery for 400 years, that sounds like a choice.
You're one of the good ones, Kanye. The only people who'd want to be freed from that are those who'd rather lazily sit on their porch or hang around corners. The movie also engages in blackwashing because, guess what, dear viewer? Django is an existing franchise with over 30 films revolving around the titular character. For this film, they decided to up his melanin count because Wakanda forever, I guess. Now, as hard as it may be to believe, there's a few good things about this film. There's some very liberal use of the N-word, which is a testament to free speech, but also a stab to the hypocrisy that some people can use the word and others can't. There's also a few of
the blacks
who actually take up arms against Django and Dr. Martin Luther King. A reminder that there's still a few good ones out there, like Steven, the housemate Major Domo, who is immediately suspicious of any free black man and realizes they've all got it pretty good under the white man's rule. He's actually even more distrustful of Django than any of the white people. And I love how you can tell how he'd respond if he were around when Obama got elected to the White House.
He gonna stay in the big house? In the big house.
And just look at how he mourns the loss of his beloved master. He kinda reminds me of Miss Can I Be White Owned, who proves will gladly accept the good ones. Just don't hold them in too high regard, eh, Tyrone? That's a good boy. There's a glorious scene of the clan riding off into action to maintain the status quo. And, oh my god, it's such a glorious scene. I haven't had such a boner since I watched that masterpiece, Birth of a Nation. The first 5 minutes of the film are fantastic. We get a glimpse of the good old days when black people were decidedly very chained. But it all goes sideways when Schultz shows up and kills two fellow straight white males, frees Django along with the other slaves. Obviously, he's a race traitor.
I am African. I'm basically African American.
I mean, he's named Dr. King for God's sake.
His name is King.
Speaking of names, he gives Django the surname of Freeman. Some white people, I tell you. He takes it upon himself to teach Django how to be a bounty hunter. It's hard to believe he'll succeed. I mean, even his horse is pretty polite, but training a horse is easier than getting one of
The blacks.
To act civilized. Which is why it comes as no surprise when Django almost botched the entire plan when they got to Candyland.
You're going to blow this whole charade.
Along the way, they engage in plenty of gratuitous violence against the Caucasian demographic.
I like the way you die, boy.
The film's way of promoting white genocide.
It's called white genocide.
Django himself is the literal embodiment of what's wrong with Hollywood today. He shrugs off his chains and takes the dead Speck brothers' winter coat, a metaphor for Hollywood seeking to kill the straight white male and rob his corpse of everything he's worked hard to achieve. I mean, the film is so focused on catering to minorities, no one noticed they cast the same actor twice. And that's made even more apparent when DJ Ango picks out some rather interesting wardrobe.
You mean you want to dress like that?
Don't be surprised if the fantastic Mr. Fox comes for the Austin Powers franchise next. He's also immediately a good shot because, as we all know, DI hires don't need such nonsense as training and effort, not when they've got black girl magic. The film engages in more subterfuge. Remember that glorious Klan scene? Yeah, that's completely ruined when the film presents the straight white men as incompetent petty whiners who can't even put on a proper mask. Because you have to make your Caucasian characters look incompetent, otherwise all you're left with is an
unexceptional.
Luckily, that side's about to turn, dear viewer, cause it's time for the absolute best part of the film. Monsieur Candy. He's eccentric, charming, runs a tight house and is a master entertainer, and a gracious host to boot.
What is the point of having a that speaks German if you can't wheel him out when you have a German guest?
I mean, damn, even his dessert is of the superior kind.
White cake.
He's even got a bit of Ben Shapiro in him.
Where is my beautiful sister? There she is!
The writers tried to portray him as pretentious, having a penchant for everything French, while not speaking the language himself. But Leo delivers such a champion performance that he outshines everyone else when he's on screen. He even got injured during filming, but like a true professional, he said, "Fuck it, keep rolling." That's the kind of dedication that comes with good genes. He's also a reminder that black people really didn't have it that bad back then, when he's shown to be strict but merciful. But when he discovers the ruse to purchase Hildy, he gets down to business and calls Django out for what he is.
Unexceptional.
All Calvin wants in the end is some respect for Southern hospitality, and the race traitor shoots him for it. This, of course, leads to Schultz's death, the fate of all who stand with
the blacks.
As a result, Django faces off against an entire regiment of white men and somehow still remains unscathed, just like in Sinners. Now, you see how bad of an influence Sinners had on the art of film. Unfortunately for DJ Ango, he's lost without the strategic mind of his superior white companion and is forced to surrender. Calvin's sister comes up with the idea to send Django to the LeQuint Dickey Mining Company, where a fate worse than death awaits him. Then who comes running along but Quentin Tarantino himself? He's so embarrassed by this DI train wreck of a film that he fakes an Australian accent.
Shut up, Black. You ain't got nothing to say I want to hear.
He and his comrades turn out to be the Achilles heel in the plans for Django's death because they spend too much time pussyfooting about instead of putting their foot down and getting on with it.
You got something to say, mate. You say it.
Django takes them out because, of course, Tarantino has an orgasm and the game is afoot again. But the movie is not done assaulting the white man and pisses on Calvin's grave when Django crashes his funeral. He shoots all the white folk, including Laura, probably because she was too slender for his taste, cause we all know how the brothers feel about them chubby white girls. Last call before I close up for the night. Dr. Mogi is a relatively minor character in the overall story, but he probably represented more than anyone the film's greatest transgressions. He's shot and injured by Django, but that isn't enough. He's used as a human shield, repeatedly blasted and torn apart, dying a slow and gratuitous death. A metaphor for the film and its makers, relishing in both the figurative and literal death of the white man. Brie Larson won't rest until every straight white male in sight is obliterated and replaced by DI hires, pink-haired Landwell girl bosses and soy boys. It makes it almost impossible to find good viewer material these days. As a matter of fact, I'm just gonna go watch Predator again.
You will?
Ah, Predator. You're anything but
Unexceptional.
Alright, story's over. Get out.